UX snacks.
I'm a UX designer, and I'm happy that you're here tonight to be listening to my presentation, The Perks of Microinteractions. And before I start my presentation, I'm going to give you a small hint of the agenda. First of all, I think I'm going to have a short introduction of who I am, because I would be asking that myself if I was hearing somebody speak, like, who is that? And then I'll be talking about what are microinteractions, and especially how are they essential for a good user experience, and some benefits and real life samples that I think it's good to be analyzing also together. And then at the very end, I'm also going to talk, which is I think the most important, is the collaboration between user experience designer and are there any front-end developers here tonight? Yeah! Okay! Between handoffs between microinteraction and front-end developers, and how to optimize process, because I think that's very important. And before I start, I'm gonna just tell you why I chose that topic. Actually, in fact, is because I am a passionate motion designer, and I always had struggles with developers as well, with other stakeholders like product owners and clients, actually, to convince them why this is more than just a UI gig. This is like, there's more to it. And today I'm gonna try to convince you guys too, so you can go to your companies or even your own project and be like, let's animate this loading icon really cool. And also be as motivated as I am about animations and microinteraction. Okay, cool. So, as I told you, you're probably gonna ask yourself first, who this? Just a quick intro. My name is Sally, but this is my full name, and I have now a little bit more than 3 years of experience as a user experience designer. I've worked at Verb, Accenture Song, and since May at Lichtnecker, and I'm very, very happy here, like really focusing on user experience. And I'm currently also finishing my master's degree thesis at the Fahrtechnikum Wien for user experience management. And yeah, the most important thing is also that I'm actually a passionate motion designer. I started off actually as a multimedia designer first, and then slowly worked myself up towards user experience. But I always loved motion, and I loved actually when I used in combination, when I used interfaces and there was motion involved or microinteractions, I felt like the interfaces were alive. It was not static, it was real interaction between me and the system. And so, yeah, next up, what are microinteractions? In general, microinteractions are defined as trigger feedback pairs, and I have a very simple, I think, definition, like visualization of how you would perceive that. So imagine you have a user, like this dude, and you have the system, the matrix, and either the user or the system can both actually trigger a microinteraction. And this microinteraction is there, and the reason for it is actually not just to be pretty, but it's actually there to give a feedback to the user. So it's a predefined rule by the system, but it's giving feedback to the user about what is happening, whether it was successful or not. So if we think about microinteractions are actually everywhere, and a lot of people don't know that and underestimate that, but even email notifications, they're, for example, a system trigger, but like error messages, validations, those are all microinteractions. Everything that has a trigger and then has a defined feedback coming back to you is a microinteraction. Okay, so what are the benefits of animated microinteractions in UX? Actually, this is very easy, but the thing is, when I started off as a UX designer, I often forgot the loading animation, actually, like I did everything perfectly, and then I forgot it, and this is actually crucial, more crucial than we all think. Why is that, and why is it important that it's animated? It's because usually when things are static, even when we trigger an action and things are static, we think something's wrong. There's something, we will abandon the page, we will think it's not working anymore. And this is actually called, also there's something called rage clicking, which is also used a lot by analytic tools. It's actually so funny because I see that this GIF is so real, because you know that when people are standing in front of the elevator and they're really busy, and they push it so often, I think it comes faster when they push it more aggressively more often, but that's bullshit. But it's pretty much what happens when you don't have a response. You want an immediate response, especially now with everything TikTok, and I don't like that myself, but people want immediate response to their actions. Yeah, so visibility of system status is one of the benefits of animated microinteractions. And then we can also guide actually the user's attention. Here we'll talk a little bit, this is physiological, but I don't know if you ever heard of it, but like peripheral vision. So if you focus on something, everything on the side gets a bit blurry. And usually in that, on the side, we're not able to see change as well. You also call it in user experience, you call it change blindness because you focus on one point. And I have a little video that might show you how good we can actually see things in, within a peripheral vision. Was that, by the way, clear what peripheral vision is? Okay, cool. Then I'll show you. Oh, sorry. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Professor Brian Scholl has come to this college campus to put peripheral vision to the test. He's going to ask our volunteers to stare at this X, forcing them to use only their peripheral vision. You can play along with the volunteers on this one.
Come on over. Nathaniel, this is Sadie. Sadie is holding a big white X.
Big X.
In just a minute, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. While your eyes are closed, we're going to bring out 2 more cheerleaders. When I say go, you're going to open your eyes for 1 second, then close them again.
Okay.
While your eyes are open, you are going to stare at that white X. That white X is your entire world now, okay? And then after your eyes are closed, you are going to choose one of the 2 other cheerleaders to be on Sadie's team. You got it?
Sounds good.
Eyes closed.
Sounds pretty simple, right? All our volunteers need to do is use their peripheral vision to pick the prettier cheerleader.
You ready? Go.
Great.
Fantastic. Let's have group 2. You ready?
Yep.
And go.
Right.
Group 3, please.
So, have you noticed anything weird? Let's see the test from a different angle. Nathaniel is only 10 feet away, but his peripheral vision isn't good enough to catch that half of the cheerleaders are guys. In case you didn't notice, one of each pair is a dude, and if you did, your peripheral vision is truly exceptional.
So yeah, that was it. This is pretty much an example, and you saw, I think, in the video how close he was actually to, sorry. Sorry, I think I missed that. Yeah, you saw actually how close he was to the girls. He was focusing so much on the X that he didn't see that the other ones were dudes. He still he was still able to pick who was prettier, but I'm not sure this was real, I guess. But yeah, this is also very applicable to user experience. And the thing is, we have the problem. If a user does an action on a button, for example, his focus of is surrounded there, and he will not see changes a lot. And how can we counteract that? We can actually counteract that with motion. So you can see it as, for example, if a lion eats a gazelle, even if the lion is behind on the side of the gazelle will realize when the lion is approaching, because motion is something that we can still track in the peripheral vision. That is what we also use in UX. And now actually for that example, I have 2 real-life examples that I'm gonna analyze with you guys. Any preferences on what example you want to see first?
Good example.
Good example, okay. So let's look at the good example. I'm not sure, sorry, my screen kind of resizes here. So everybody knows it, it's like a typical e-commerce actually. But the thing is, if we choose a product, we have to choose a size first, I think. So if we choose a product and we add it to the cart, what do you guys think is gonna happen?
It moves to the car.
Huh?
An animation moves to the car.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 1 in the card.
Yes. Those are very, very good answers, and I think ASOS, it's not the best, but it's a good way how they solved it, because your focus is here, and if you click the trigger, this pop-up appears, and it's animated. The thing is, if the 1 appears, yes, but the 1 is usually really, really small, and it's so far away from from your focus area that with this animation you can actually grab the user's attention and redirect them so the user feels secured, what he added to the card happened. And yeah, I will show you then another example actually of the exact opposite. Sorry, this is reason I know this has been used a lot. It's even been used. Yeah, I know. It's even been used in my master's degree. But I'm sorry, it would be like, yeah, this is not something personal. This is just what happens. I'm not sure even if this is a bug or if this is real, but this is actually what you can see is very bad. So I hope nobody works at UWB here.
I did.
Okay.
This exact screen.
Okay, I hope you're not offended. So what happens? I pick whatever thing and I want to put it in my card, right? And I put this, and here you guys see, here's this typical card icon everyone has, and I put it in my card, that's the CTA. What happens? Yes, something changes, but my card, nothing. What happens? User's insecure. Did I really add it to my card? Did something wrong happen? Did a mistake happen? I'll probably check out my card, or I'll probably go back. And this is something that causes bad user experience. By the way, this is really bad because if you click on your card or edit it to my card is empty. So if anybody gonna work at UWB, tell them probably that this is not so good. So this is, yes?
But the big difference, this is a booking system and the other one was a web shop. So for
Yes.
a booking system, you need the data, the first name, the last name, and then it's added to the card. Because without this data, it didn't work.
This
This is the
yeah.
problem here.
And this can be contextually true, but if I click on the button that says add to cart and the action that I did, I have no feedback that this was successful, I'll be just thinking this is wrong. I mean, if it wasn't for UWB, I mean, they're very famous and everybody knows them, but if it wasn't for UWB, I'd probably be abandoning, because how can I trust a website that doesn't give me good response? How can I trust that even with my credit card information, with my personal details? And that's definitely something to consider. This would be like a new company that's not well known. And yeah, set empty cart. So yeah, those were the examples actually. And then we have the third one, and I think this is very often underestimated, and I think even with a lot of stakeholders is the island branding. The thing is, I will show you just, I mean, this is personal, like subjective taste, but me and my coworkers really love that site actually. And you can see that it makes a difference if you go to a website or an interface that has cool user animation that are also like triggered by your interactions. Especially like, I think probably the target younger generation, but you're probably gonna be more interacting with it. Your trust is gonna be higher with it as well. Seeing that it's modern, that it's responsive, that it's acting towards it. So it definitely should never be underestimated, the UI part of, because what people think is UX UI. UI is part of the user experience. If food looks ugly, you're probably not gonna eat it, even if it tastes great. If it looks good and it tastes great, you're gonna love it. And that's what all user experience is also all about. And so, never forget that, and I mean, look how cute that guy is. I don't know. Okay, this is very subjective. But yeah, this is pretty much it. Those the advantages really on the analytics level are maybe some things you can't really measure with Google Analytics, but still very important is like increased engagement with interface, increased time on the site, and also what is very important, increased scroll depth. So if you make it entertaining, and this is why this whole word of edutainment is coming up, is because you don't want to just show the right information, but you want to show it in an entertaining way, so the user keeps on scrolling and really consuming all the content. And yeah, this was it. And now I'm just gonna really quickly talk about handoffs. So to all your front-end developers, never be afraid to approach a UX designer and really propose things to improve processes. And I think we're also trying that internally too at the moment. For example, what I am partially using for my prototypes is Prototype, which is a software tool. And actually you can record your prototype, and then it shows you, I don't know if you see it well, it shows you what element is moving and what are the coordinations. And this makes it so much easier, I think, for developers not to interpret animation and then it goes back and forth and UX designer are like, why? And developer like, how? But it's more like X move to X that, and it's easier done, and it even says you how many milliseconds and even the ease in cubic per year. So that's a lot easier for developers, I think. And what's also really good is actually Lottie files. Do you guys know that? Okay, Lottie files is actually, it's a library for vector animations. So what's really great is that, wait, I'll just show you. What's really great is that you have to do nothing as developers, but actually designers can load up their vector animations with a plugin from After Effects, and then you just have to integrate the Lottie library in your code, and you can call up any animation they load up. And so a lot of companies are using that right now, and this makes it so much easier, even if you have the hamburger menu that goes to a close icon, to not figure that out by yourself, but just to call Lottie files actually. So definitely go check that out. And yeah, I think that's it for my presentation, but thank you for your attention. Don't forget, don't stop moving.
UX snacks.